Like most people, you know, I would probably be in the territory of saying, if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, hello, peasants.
Welcome to One with Simon Jordan. As you can see, the background's getting worse. Hope that's not the value of the show. Anyway, let's get on with the show. It's a difficult one because I've never really virtue signalled about the nature of who owns our football clubs. I've talked about the complexities and the challenges of their motivations coupled with what they bring to the game in terms of hyperinflation and jeopardy. But I've also suggested that there's no reason why anyone's money is any, it's all the same colour, is any different from anyone else's. The highlighting of hypocrisy has been part and parcel of my observations when I'm talking about Manchester City and Man United fans all of a sudden racing for the Qatari ownership, whilst they ridiculed and parodied the manufacture of Man City through Middle Eastern money and the ownership model and who had bought that club and what their motivations were. So I highlight the hypocrisy of the United fans now being very keen to have the same order of events. Look, it's a balancing act. Everything is for sale and everybody's in business to try and achieve an outcome. In football, you try and achieve an outcome that's valuable for everybody. The fans, the players, the managers, all the periphery and paraphernalia that goes around football, which of course is the broadcasters, and of course of an owner, as an owner, unapologetically. You know, not everything an owner does is philanthropic. So there is always an end game. My main issue with people is earn the right to have that end game. When a manager leaves a football club early after he's been there for 5 minutes and built his reputation of that football club, you haven't earned your stripes to go buggering off working for someone else at the first time someone bats their eyelids at you. So I would have to consider, in the greatest scheme of things, what the opportunity was, who it was from the Middle East that was buying the football club, what benefit it would do to the football club, what would be lost from the football club, what the challenge would be if this football club were being utilised for some form of sports washing and influencing, and how big the bag of money I was going to get. No, of course that would come into the equation. Like most people, you know, I would probably be in the territory of saying, if you can't beat them, join them.
Well, hello, peasants. I don't need to introduce myself at all, but if you don't know who I am, if you've had your head down in the sands for several decades, I'm Simon Jordan, all right? And I'm presenting one-to-one. I'm here to answer your questions. Incredibly boring, to be honest with you. He puts on this high energy on the camera, but to be honest, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I have to constantly update him and educate him. It's a long process. He'll get a diploma at the end, if I'm feeling generous. I think anybody from the breakfast show, let's be honest, you know, they're failing really badly. And I think I've been parachuted in a bit later on to try and raise their game. So I think either of them, Ali or Sarah, you know, I wouldn't pay them a pittance, so to be honest. Biggest moron in sport, I'd have to say Herbert Eddie Hearn. Surprised? You shouldn't be. This has been one-to-one with Simon Jordan. I say I've enjoyed it. Frankly, it's been rather invidious.